Israel is behind the fight against Russia and the fight against China. This is what I have concluded. But you first have to understand two things. Number one, Western leaders are puppets of the Israeli dictatorship in their countries, and they are being dictated to in a coordinated manner what to do and what to say in regards to their foreign policy and their conflicts overseas. Israel even dictates to these governments their policy, their talking points, and their actions in the Middle East, including how they support, defend, and participate in the genocide. Number two, a French intelligence leak puts everything in perspective about how the Israeli strategy against the Palestinian people is exactly what Europe has been implementing against Russia. This strategy is actually very simple. Relentlessly provoke Russia, even for years, until Russia reacts militarily, and then call Russia the aggressor. Escalatory provocation is what the Allies were doing in Ukraine from the 2014 coup to the persecution and bombing of the people of Donbass, until Russia had enough and reacted militarily on February 24, 2022. Israel does the same provocation in terms of their relentless acts of persecution of the Palestinian people until the Palestinians reacted with their own operation on October 7th. But what underpins this Israeli provocation strategy is its premeditated character and the heinous committing of crimes against civilians on purpose to provoke the strong reaction. I would also like everyone to notice a peculiar pattern. If you observe all of Israel's allies, they all act as if the conflict in Palestine started on October 7th, and the same allies also act as if the war in Ukraine started on February 24, 2022, leaving out all of the history of provocation and the persecution of civilian populations, which is not only what caused the strong reaction, it actually also shows that the West deliberately provoked these wars with the blood of civilians. I ask all of you to remember this pattern in the future, especially regarding China, where we are already seeing incremental provocation steps against Beijing. So this kind of relentless provocation is an Israeli strategy. The Israeli military conquest doctrine behind the expansionism that the Allies are trying to pursue around the world. What this should tell the people of Russia and China is, beware of Israel. Israel has global ambitions for which this strategy is designed, and Israel is using its allies as useful idiots to achieve those ambitions. The operation against China is already underway, conducted by the exact same cabal of governments that have been fighting Russia, which are the same governments defending Israel's genocide, and are also exactly the same governments spewing anti-China rhetoric in the media. I fear that it is actually the Philippines that has been picked to provoke China in the South China Sea, so that the Philippines becomes the next Ukraine that will be crying victim when China reacts militarily against the Philippines' provocations that were conducted on Israel's orders channeled through the American government. The people of the Philippines should decide now if they want to be the ones sent to die in the meat grinder fighting China, just like the people of Ukraine are being used by the same allies to fight and die on behalf of these same allies. A full-scale Chinese military response to Philippines' provocations would allow the allies to fully take Taiwan and all the scared little countries in the region by allied forces under the excuse of a China threat and Chinese aggression. But never forget that Israel is the actual brain, ideology, and strategy, and Israel's global ambitions are themselves hiding within its allies' strategy of expanding their so-called spheres of influence, which is just another word for colonial conquest and control of more and more countries around the world. Basically, Israel is the hidden head of the snake behind the fight against Russia and the allies' ambitions to reoccupy and recolonize Asia. But I ask Russia and China to confirm the head of the snake themselves. Thank you. Israel